What is up, everyone? Welcome to my trade recap for the entire week. Now, this week I've made over $17,000 and it's actually only Thursday, but I just don't plan on trading tomorrow, so I'm making the trade recap early. But anyways, I'm going through every single trade that I took this week, and I'm showing you how I took those trades and what got me to this place that I'm in. But stay to the end because I have a very, very special announcement. All right, so let's get right into it. This week has been exceptionally a really great week. No losses, but I've also only taken in total 5 trades. So let's get into it. First trade was Monday, October 13th. I did buy some Circle put contracts, and the reasoning for that is because when market opened, Circle pumped up to 140. 140 is an extremely large key resistance and supply zone on Circle. Now, I took this trade after we got our first bearish displacement candle close, and I entered on the second candle right here once the move was confirmed and volume was showing me that we were going to get that downside move. So that's exactly when I took that trade. And of course, volume has since updated at these levels. There we go. Now it's back to normal. So as you see here, we have a lot more sellers than buyers. Once we crossed under this 140 area. So that's essentially where and when I took the trade. The reasoning for my take profit is that 135 was another key level, but I wanted to be out and safe of these contracts. So that was the first trade for this past week. Now, the second trade, which was highly disappointing, and I felt not as if I broke my rules, but as if it just caused me to get a little bit impatient in the market, and I was very married, as one would say, to my bias this day. Now, we didn't take a loss, which was good, because I immediately kind of realized price is reversing. This is not the trade I should have been in. I should have been taking the bounce setup instead of the break. So on Tesla, I took the break of 425, and I said this in my Discord. If Tesla breaks below 425, I'm going to look to take the downside and enter some puts. Now that's exactly what I did. Hindsight should have just waited until we saw this bounce at this lower 418 level, but I did not. So this was the first candle market open. We broke right through 425. So I took the next candle down, and I only got about, 20 to 30% profit in these before then exiting the rest of my contracts for up 10%, which again was very disappointing, but not a loss. And I did end up sticking to my rules, just wasn't proud of that trade this day. And this was on Tuesday. Now for Wednesday, I took 2 trades. So the first trade were some QQQ calls, and this one was very specifically called out in the Discord. I don't call out trades or alert trades, but I alert setups, and I said, this is a setup that I had a lot of conviction in. So what I wanted to see is to get a bounce at 601 on our demand zone, and this is also coming into a key support level on the high time frame. So I took these QQQ calls right when we started to form this bullish candle right there, because QQQ moves a lot quicker than just individual names like Tesla or Circle. So those allow me to wait for a little bit more confirmation. But names like QQQ, I can't exactly do that. But as you see here, once we sort of flipped and we started to go bullish on this candle right here, volume really rose as bullish. You can see right there, we have a lot more bullish volume up in the corner. You can see the actual numbers. A lot more bullish volume coming in at the 601 area. So I ended up taking this nice bounce. Most of my contracts were exited at this 604. So I got about $3 of profit. And then the rest of them were around 605 right here. And these moved really quickly because they were zero dated. So I was in and out of this play really fast. And the next trade I took on Wednesday was, you can guess it, Circle. Why would I not be taking Circle? We love Circle. But anyways, Circle, I took almost the same sort of setup, but it happened a little bit after QQQ presented its setup. So I was already out of my contracts when I took Circle. Most of my QQQ contracts when I took Circle. So I took Circle on the bounce of 135, and again, I like to wait for more confirmation on individual names like Circle, so I didn't take it when I saw this candle forming. I instead took it when we closed this candle, and obviously had bullish structure. buyers remain present, and and then I took profit at 140 because that's a key level. So these 135 to 140, super key levels, as you could already tell. And for the last and final trade, I took some SPY puts today. Now, this was a little bit of a different setup because it was way later in the day than my normal setups. It was about 2 hours after the market had already been open, which again is not super normal for me to take. So I took it around right over here when we got this first bearish displacement candle. First of all, we rejected a key level at 668. We rejected that key level. I didn't take it because of price action earlier in the day. So from market open, we kind of just made a choppy move around. We didn't do a whole lot. And I wanted to wait until I actually saw, clean price action. That's exactly what I did. So I saw that reject, waited a little bit longer, saw these couple displacement candles. Sellers started to come in, took a look at my options contracts, and saw that volume was rising on them, and we were getting some put buyers. More puts were coming in, and I took this trade over here on the second bearish candle, down from third bearish candle, down from here, and I took it off the rejection at 668 and off the break at 666, which was a key level around 666.45. Took that break there and rode them down until near end of day because I took contracts that were a day out instead of just zero dated, since it had already been later in the day. So this was my best trade this week. My final trade this week, because odds are I'm not going to be trading tomorrow. So that is it for my $17,000 trade recap this week. Insane week. Could not be more blessed. Could not ask for more. I mean, being able to make this type of money, just learning a skill online from your phone, is a blessing. And if you have any doubts about being able to achieve profitability, let me tell you, you can do it. You can do it. The person that is sitting here watching this trade recap, you can do it. So keep it up. I know you're working real hard. Continue. Go through it, because it took me, 2.5 years losing, struggling, not making any money to get to the point that I'm at today. Takes time, but you can do it. You got it. So anyways, really appreciate you watching this trade recap. And for the special surprise, I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this. My Discord is back open. It's going to be linked in the bio of this YouTube video. So for anyone who wants to join bi-weekly class sessions, be able to ask me questions anytime, get advice, and get my entire strategy, everything that I go over, then make sure to join up and I will see you inside. Once again, thank you for watching this trade recap.